Dustin, man, you're on a heck of a run right now, no doubt about it, man. I mean, is it as simple as a change in weight class, or I mean, is there something more to it?
I mean, it's not like I was getting busted up every fight before I changed weight class. Let's get that out the way. I lost one fight, but it's been a long road and a long time coming. I needed to go back to 155. My first fight in 2007 or 2008, I fought at 170 pounds. Then I fought probably another 17 fights at 155 or 16 fights, and then went to 45 when I got to the UFC. So, you know, it's a place I've been before and a place I probably should have been. But looking back at it, I learned a lot of lessons and got my name out there with opportunities, and it's part of growing.
You're right. It's not to mischaracterize it. I mean, you were having some victories, but it just seems like the performances are just on point now. Like everything's clicking. So, I mean, are there changes in training? Is there something that's changed mentally? What is it?
I think it's a little bit physical. Obviously, putting on muscle, let my body rebalance out to the size it wants to be. But it's more mental. It's just the comfort and not the stress of making the weight and all the pressure of will I make weight. And you know, at training camps, the process was horrible at 45. You know, I didn't look forward to it. Fight week, I didn't look forward to leaving and coming out here and starving all week. And you know, weight cutting is not fun, even if you're only cutting 10 pounds. But when I was cutting to 45, it was brutal. So, but I'm enjoying the process now. I think that's very important.
I heard at some point, like during your weight cuts, like you would get down to eating like a handful of almonds a day, and you would like count everything out. I mean, how miserable was it?
It had to be. It was miserable. It had to be. If I wouldn't have done that, you know, obviously you can't just eat a handful of almonds but that would be a meal, So
it's funny. I mean, obviously there's so much talk. You got the new weigh-in procedures this week. There's that new weigh-in policy with the UFC. I mean, in retrospect, I mean, do you feel like that's a lesson fighters need to learn? Like, it's not about how far down you can get and how small you can get.
You know, being the bigger guy back in the day, I think was better. I mean, if you're bringing that punching power and clipping guys because you're big and strong, that's different. But I feel like the fighting has evolved so much. Everybody's so good everywhere. The being a big, strong wrestler or a top guy and getting on top and staying on top of somebody with your weight and strength is a thing of the past, pretty much. You know, everybody's so good everywhere. They're getting up, and it's all about being proficient and who can perform.
I do wonder, you know, the lightweight division, probably the deepest in the UFC in terms of depth and quality and that sort of thing. Is it a tough decision to go in there knowing I'm going to go to the back of the pack a little bit when I go in?
Yeah, you know, I was in a good spot, top 10 in the featherweight division, and I worked hard and a long time to get there. But if I did it there, I can do it again. That wasn't by chance. I believe in myself tremendously, and I'm there again, you know. So this will be the fourth fight in a row I win, and big things coming from there.
No doubt. Let's talk about the matchup here, Bobby Green. Unique individual, man. Certainly has some skills, but the way he's in the cage a little bit is a little odd sometimes. What was it like preparing for him?
You know, it's just another normal training camp. I have great guys at American Top Team who mimicked him and did a lot of things that he does. But other than that, I don't feel like he's not that great of a technical fighter. He has some weird stuff he does, but so it was just another camp. I worked on everything. I didn't just work on getting better for Bobby Green. I worked on my total game, and I'm going to continue to evolve and grow.
When you talk about having guys mimic him, did that include like talking to you a little bit and gesturing and doing some of that crazy stuff?
Acting like punches didn't land and stuff like that. Yeah, kind of hands up. So, you know, no, we didn't go overboard with it, but definitely guys were doing it to mess around and stuff. So it was fun. It was fun camp.
So what kind of fight do you think this week? Because I think a lot of people are looking at this and thinking, you know, this could be a fight of the night type stuff, a lot of fun. But if you don't think he's that technical, I mean, do you feel like you can go in there and dominate him?
Yeah, the plan is to finish him early and quick as possible. But he's a dangerous fighter, and I have to take my time. And I feel like every fight I'm showing a little bit more growth and patience in there. So if it has to go second or third round until I find that opening, I'm going to wait that long and do it. I'm not going to go out there swinging for the fences and make it a coin toss. You know, I'm going to outclass him. And like you said, fight of the night wouldn't hurt. I got a kid on the way in 2 months, and I can use it.
Congrats on that. You know, when you kind of came back up to lightweight, I think initially it was kind of a let's see how he settles in. I think now people know that you're a contender. Are you starting to think about title run, title shot? Is it too early, or do you feel like, you know, you can start getting in that discussion?
No, I feel like I can get in that discussion. I've been in the UFC a while now, and in Zuffa a while now with the WC. I've had a lot of big fights, and I fought a lot of good guys, and I feel like I'm right on track and right up there with the best guys. I can beat anybody.
You mentioned the kid on the way, so after this fight, is there going to be a little bit of time off, settle in with the family, or do you want to get back to work? What do you see for yourself for the rest of this year?
My wife's due in August, so I'd like to at least have a few weeks with her and the baby to you know, before I jump into training camp. I don't want to be right in training camp with the newborn. the first couple weeks, but I want to get back to work. I definitely do. I'm going to enjoy it and then get right back to work. I won't be taking a long time off. I wouldn't have took as long off as this year, but I had a broken nose and I had to heal properly and all that. So,
last thing for you, what do we see on Saturday night?
The best Dustin Poirier that's ever stepped in the octagon, the most focused, and show some new wrinkles. I felt like my last fight I got to show some new stuff, and I continue to work on parts of my game that I think need growth. And every fight I'm going to show growth and show a better fighter until I have that goal.